this is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk through this 2017 Denali model number 287RE. Alright, so let's look at the outside here. So you can see you've got ground control stabilizer system by Lippert, so it's got an automatic stabilizer. You access the control panel by the or at the front of the trailer on the off-door side front compartment. I'll show you that in a minute when we get there. This one has 3 slides on it, I believe. Now your back rack folds up and pins into the upright position, of course. You can bring it down. Plus you've got a ladder, which is a great thing because you can inspect your roof much more easy if you just go up there every 90 days or so, 3 times a season, whatever, once in the spring, middle of the summer, and once in the fall, and check out the sealant on the roof. Make sure it's good and tight, no cracking, no separation, nothing like that. If you do see issues with it, then have it taken care of immediately. You don't have to get the entire roof done, just the area that needs it, okay? All right, so you got a power awning, of course, outside speakers. This is just antenna and power for a TV out here. Of course, there's your ground control system in the front, so it's really like a 5-point system in the sense that you've got 4 rams, and then you have your tongue jack, which also is synchronized with the system. These are just attachments for your central vacuum system in here. All right, this is a dump hose, obviously, and this is just an adapter. This is a 50 amp system, but we give you a 30 amp an adapter to adapt it down to 30, and then another one down to 15. Just remember, you can only run you can't run an air conditioner on 15, obviously. You can only run 1 on 30, and if you want to run 2, you have to have 50 amps. Okay. Alrighty, this just so you know, this box here on the front wall is for your touch panel, control panel. Okay. So you got 2 30-pound LP tanks. You got a power tongue jack. If this ever fails, you can pull this plug off the top and use the 3/4 inch crank that comes with the trailer, and you can crank it manually if you have to. Alrighty. Deep cycle marine battery, of course. These slide outs, it's a Lippert slide out on the other side. These 2 slide outs, you can tell by the cables on them, they're called Accu slides. ACCUSLIDE. It's made by BAL. So these are Accu slides. The other one is a Lippert. Okay. All right. So while we're here, this is obviously your power hookup, and this is your cord, 35 feet long. Somewhere in there, and it's a 50 amp cord. We also give you an adapter right there to adapt it down to 30. All right, from 50. Okay, so your city water connection is right here. So when you hook up the hose at the campground, turn it on, and your whole trailer is ready to go. Now, if you happen to go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can fill your fresh water tank right here. Okay. You just fill that up and use the onboard pump to pump water. Okay. Alrighty. Now this is just for a spray port. You get a coil sprayer with it. Your dump valves are here. Let me see if I get down here low enough to show you. There they are, so you can see them right there. The black one on the left, gray one on the right. Black is toilet water and waste. The gray is sink and shower water. So you always dump the black first and then use the gray water to wash it out a bit. Then you keep your black tank open. Of course, your hose is still on here, right? And you come over here to the black tank flush, and you can hook up the hose at the dump station right on here, turn it on, and it'll spray the inside of your black tank out. Just make sure you have the black tank valve open when you do that. Those hookups are just cable and satellite through. This is the furnace vent. This is your water heater, of course. The switches to control it are inside, but as you can see, it's empty right now because the trailer is winterized. So there's your plug there, and then it screws in right there. So if you can see it there, right there. Okay, but the switches to operate are inside. Okay. So, remember what I said about inspecting your roof seals? That's important. And let's go inside. Wait a minute, let me go back around and show you the control panel for your stabilizers, the outside panel. Which I said I would do, but I walked right past it. Here we go. So this is it right here. You turn it on right here. Okay. If you want auto level, you just push that button and it does just that. It'll level it automatically. The directions are underneath on this sticker here, which comes in handy. Now, this LED here, if you want to scroll through it, you can't see it very well, but I'll do the best I can. You say, you go with auto hitch. It always remembers the last hitch height, just the last hitch height. So if you push that, it'll return the trailer to that position. So you should be able to come pretty close to just sliding right under it and hooking up if you go back to auto hitch height. It always remembers just the last hitch height, not anymore. You can only program, the one program is in there automatically. If you go on further, manual mode, so you can use these buttons independently to raise them, or push retract and retract them. Okay, and then you can let's see, I'm just seeing what else is available on this. It also gives you your battery voltage. This one is 13.7 or 6 or 7, it looks like. This the reason they show it there, this leveling system likes to have over 12 volts in the system to function properly, so keep that in mind. It likes to have a battery fully charged. If it ever faults on you, 9 times out of 10, that's what it's telling you. Let it charge for a few minutes. Okay? So now we'll go back inside. Okay. Put this out so I don't get mud on the floor. She's already cleaned it up. Okay. So there you have it. Huge living area. Very nice. Okay, so this is your touchpad. This can actually be taken off. I'll just pull it loose and tape it to the side so it's out of the way. So you turn it on, obviously with the on-off thing. To some things like turning the lights on, turn on your water heater or water pump, you can do without punching in your code. Everything else you have to use the code. So right now it's set up at 4 zeros, I believe. 2, 3, 4. Yep. So there you go. And every living room lights, awning lights, all that stuff. Your bed slide out. Whoops, I just went a little too far there. Whoops. Your bed slide out. Let me go back out. There we go. Okay, so you have your bed slide out, in and out, your kitchen slide out, in and out, your dinette slide in and out, your awning, power awning. Remember, never leave the awning out unattended. If you're leaving the campsite, roll it in because you don't want it to get damaged by the wind, and it'll happen quick. All right, so you can go back. This is how you see your levels. Freshwater, black one, or fresh black water, fresh, black tank, and gray tank. Okay, just want to make sure there's not another there. So you just have 3. So as it fills, they'll go solid and graduate upward, and obviously as they fill. Also, you can push the pages. You go back. That's the original one. And basically, this has to do with more of programming it. You can set it the way you need to. So we'll just go back to here. That page, last page, you won't use that very much. So anyway, that's basically it for the control panel. It's very simple and straight to the point. So this device here is the power converter. Okay, so this device converts 110 AC over to 12 volt DC. So you start off with 110 AC when you're plugged in, and these are regular household type circuit breakers for AC power, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted over to 12 volt DC on this side, so you got 12 volt fuses here, and they're labeled. So that's where the DC power comes from. Now if you're plugged in, this will also sense how much energy your battery needs up front, and it'll keep it charged up, so it's also a battery tender. Also, if any of these fuses were to blow, they'll light up, and you can actually see them through this tinted plastic here, so you would know if you blew a fuse. Okay, this is your propane gas detector right here. So if you have, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have a good picture of it. If you get a propane leak, Obviously, you take everybody outside if it's going off, and you leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and figure out what's going on. This is what it sounds like. So that's the self-test feature. Okay. And back to green. So it should always be green. Also, you have a smoke detector. I noticed the batteries aren't put in it yet, but we'll do that. I'll do that in just a minute before you pick up your trailer. This one looks like it's carbon monoxide, I believe. And the other one is smoke over there. Okay. Okay, so your fireplace works like any other RV fireplace in that it obviously has different fan speeds, off, low, and high. You can set the temperature on it. You can adjust the look of the flame, and it also has a timer, so you can set the timer. This works on 110 AC, so all you have to do is plug your trailer in, and you can heat this area up without using any of your propane. Of course, you have a sound here, and it does also accept DVDs and CDs, and you can stream off the USB port here. You can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet and stream that way, so there's a lot you can do with it. It has two different speaker zones for inside and outside of the trailer. Over here, you can't see it, but there's a button for your televator, which is on the top. So there it goes there. Works like any other TV. You have a remote for it and everything. So you're just going to take it up like so. Don't overextend it right there, and then you can bring it back down, and you just take your finger off the button when you see the lid make contact. The lid kind of floats freely on top. It's in there's two pins going through it, so just keep in mind, just get down to there, and that's it. Okay. All right, so let's see what else we have here. This couch folds out into a hide-a-bed, so you can pull the cushions away, set them aside, then you'll grab it right down here in the middle, fold it out, put the legs down, fold it back into place, and you've got a 3-panel hide-a-bed for somebody to sleep on. Your refrigerator is a Norcold gas absorption. So by gas absorption, it means basically it's a different cooling cycle that does not have a compressor like a refrigerator home. But that being said, you can run on 110 AC, of course, or you can run it on LP gas, so it has that function. So normally you're just going to run it right there on auto. The reason they call it auto is because electricity takes parameters, right? So it's always going to seek out 110 AC. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Or if it's running during the day and you're away adventuring somewhere and you have a power failure at the campground, for example, it'll sense that and automatically switch over to gas for you. All right. You can run it dedicated to gas this way, if you wanted to, pulling it down the road. But normally you're going to have it on auto, and you're going to have the temperature up as high as it goes. Okay. Alrighty. So microwave works like any other microwave. You have a range hood vent here with a light, fan. There's a switch right here for that. Alright, so basically this you spark to light. I don't know if he's got the gas on or off right now, but I'll just show you. You're just basically going to go to light and then spark it. It did light, so he doesn't have the gas on. So you just turn the sparker clockwise to spark it. Now to light the oven, you have to have a grill lighter. So it has to have a long neck on it. So basically down here, all the way to the back is the pilot light. Right? Then you have this knob right here for your oven. You go to pilot, and then you depress it and keep it depressed. So you're holding it in. Then you take your lighter and you light the pilot light back there. After it lights, you hold it in for another 10 seconds or so to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles as an oven does. Once you shut it off, though, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Good. Got recliners, rocker recliners. Your thermostat is very simple. You just hit mode once to light it up. Then you cycle through fan, air conditioner, and heat. You always want to keep things on auto. You could change fan speeds, but it's always best to leave them all on auto. That way you have, it'll basically solve any basic issues by itself. If you leave the fan on, let's see, the fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. So if you leave the fan on, and you put it on high or low and don't keep it on auto, for example, when you turn on your furnace, it'll turn on your fan up here also. You see what I'm saying? So you always want it on auto instead of choosing a speed. All right. Okay. I told you there was a sprayer that plugs into that port there. That's it right there, of course. All right. So the bathroom, the thing to know, mostly everything's the same as your house would be. You know, the shower and the sink and all that. This is a GFCI here. Remember, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. So if you're using a plug outside and it pops, you're still going to have to reset it in here. Okay, so the next thing to know has to do with the toilet, if you're not familiar with RV toilets. So the thing is, let me get it into place here. The thing is, right below here is the black tank, and the black tank's empty, right? So when we talk about the toilet, we're also referring to the black tank below. So basically, when you got to have chemical and some water in there to start using it. There's your flush pedal right here. Okay. So when you get to here, you're going to put the chemical right there in the bowl, whichever brand you use. Just read the directions, find out what one dose is, put it in there. Then, because when there's water hooked up, when you step on the pedal, the trap will open and water will come swirling out. So you're going to stand on this pedal till you put about a gallon or so of water in that tank below, into the black tank. There's no way to tell exactly what that is, just use common sense. It doesn't have to be exact. The bottom line is you want to have chemical and water in that black tank before you start using it. If you don't, the smell will be pretty much overwhelming, and let's put it this way, you'll never do it twice if you don't do it, or if you do that once. So you always want water and chemical. That's important. Alrighty. You got storage under your bed. Of course, you have storage behind your mirrors there, and you got a dresser here, built-in dresser. You have your signal booster for your digital antenna and power, and that would be campground set, or probably satellites, I would think. So you want to put a TV here, you can do that. You got an escape window. The escape windows work like most all do. You're just going to push it all the way through if you have to escape. Then you grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out, and out you go. Okay. Alrighty. So you have a second air conditioner in here now. This one has controls on the ceiling assembly. So you would run this basically like a window air conditioner, in the sense that you obviously have the cool turned all the way up. There's no heating strip in here, so keep that in mind. And then you just turn it on. This side is just a fan running without the compressor, and then the blue side is the compressor and everything running, the entire air conditioner, okay? Alrighty. Let me see if I forgot anything here. I think I pretty much got everything. This table does extend. Make sure you put it in, obviously, before you roll the slide out in, or you're going to hear some crunching anyway. Everything's repairable. That's the good thing to know. Alright, so yeah, so that about covers it. Remember, you can get information from the packet that comes with it over in the corner there. I don't know if you can see that blue packet. It'll have a manual for every appliance in here. Plus, you can just copy down the appliance and the model number, type it in your search engine, and you'll be able to find manufacturer's videos on each component. There's a lot of information out there, okay? Remember what I told you about inspecting your roof. That's very important every 90 days. And most of all, just use it a lot and have a lot of fun with it. So thank you very much for purchasing here at National RV Detroit, and goodbye.